For 15 years, Ava Sinclair and Harper Blake have been the kind of friends people envied. College roommates turned business partners. They'd navigated heartbreaks, career launches, weddings, and everything between side by side. Ava's husband, Daniel, often joked that he'd married them both. But loyalty can wear a perfect mask. It was a quiet Thursday night when Ava's phone buzzed on her nightstand. Half asleep, she squinted at the screen. Uber receipt, your ride with Daniel S. is complete. Her heart thudded as she clicked open the email. A 1:45 a.m. pickup from Harper's apartment. Drop-off, Daniel's private office suite downtown. A glitch? Surely. Or a mix-up in accounts. Daniel had been on a business trip. Harper had said she was flying to Chicago that night. Ava scrolled back through their group chat. Sure enough, Harper had even sent a selfie from the airport lounge just hours before. That's when the second notification popped up. Thanks for riding with us, Daniel S. This time, a feedback request. Confirming the ride. Ava felt her stomach drop into ice water. She didn't sleep. Instead, she scoured months of Uber receipts linked to Daniel's corporate account, an account she quietly managed as part of their business finances. A sickening pattern emerged. Odd late-night trips. Locations that didn't make sense. Harper's street name popping up more than once. The selfies. The lunches. The excuses. It wasn't business. And it wasn't innocent. By morning, Ava wasn't crying. She was planning. She started by updating the shared calendar for their boutique PR firm, blocking a fake out-of-town client meeting for herself the next Friday night. Then, she scheduled a cleaning service for their lake house, 30 miles out of town. Harper and Daniel had both loved the place. Ava, not so much. The next step was easier. She accidentally left Daniel's favorite cufflinks at Harper's loft, texting Harper from Daniel's phone to say he'd swing by late to get them. Ava knew Harper wouldn't resist the invite. The final step? Installing discreet cameras in the lake house, synced directly to Ava's phone. She positioned them in the living room, the bedroom, even the hallway. A quick tutorial on surveillance apps, and she was ready. Friday night came. Ava packed an overnight bag, kissed Daniel on the cheek, and left him alone for the weekend. Harper texted her right after with a heart emoji and a wish for safe travels. Ava drove around the block, parked, and waited. At 10:13 p.m., Daniel's car slipped out of their driveway. Destination, Harper's apartment. 15 minutes later, they were both en route to the lake house. Together, Ava didn't follow. She didn't have to. Her phone lit up. Live footage showing Harper and Daniel stepping inside, arms around each other. Harper giggled as Daniel kissed her against the doorframe. Moments later, clothes hit the floor. Ava watched every second. Stone-faced, she recorded it all. By Monday morning, Harper walked into the office with Daniel's jacket slung over her arm. She didn't even flinch. Ava waited until Harper settled in with her coffee before walking into the meeting room and locking the door behind them. Morning, Ava said sweetly. She placed her phone on the table. I thought you want to see this. She pressed play. The color drained from Harper's face. Daniel's voice filled the room. I can't believe she's still buying it. Followed by Harper's unmistakable laugh. By the time the video ended, Harper was shaking. I'm going to send this to your husband, Ava said calmly. And Daniel's bored. And maybe a few clients. Unless, of course, you'd both like to resign from the company. Today. And walk away. From everything. You wouldn't. Harper started. Ava leaned forward, eyes steel. Try me. They left, quietly. Ava sent the footage to Daniel's board before noon. Divorce papers were filed the next day. Harper's marriage crumbled in a week. Ava never raised her voice, never shed a tear, because betrayal, she learned, is a weapon best turned back on the ones who wield it. And nothing tastes sweeter than watching them destroy themselves, on camera. Daniel tried, of course. He showed up at the house 3 days after the firm collapse, knocking at the door like a man begging for a lifeline. Ava, please. It was a mistake. We got caught up. It didn't mean anything, he pleaded, his voice cracking. 15 years, Ava. Don't throw it away over. Over what? Ava interrupted, folded her arms. Over the fact that you've been screwing my best friend behind my back for months? In my house? In our office? Daniel's face flushed. It was complicated. No, she said, stepping closer. You made it simple. She handed him a plain envelope. Her attorney's notice of separation, complete with asset division terms heavily stacked in her favor, thanks to the airtight prenup Daniel had once bragged about signing, because nothing would ever go wrong. His signature was all that was missing. Harper, on the other hand, tried a different approach. She emailed Ava a long-winded apology, laced with excuses about feeling invisible, envying their marriage, and crossing a line in a weak moment. Ava replied with a single sentence. Delete my number. Word spread fast. Clients started calling Ava directly, pledging loyalty to her and her alone. The board replaced Daniel within a week, citing ethical misconduct. Harper vanished from their social circles. Her reputation scorched earth. Ava took over full ownership of the firm, and for the first time in 15 years, she stood on her own. But she wasn't interested in revenge beyond that. No smear campaigns. No whispered rumors. Ava knew the truth had a way of traveling further than any lie. And this truth was radioactive. A month later, Ava sat in the lake house, the scene of their betrayal, now her place of power. The walls felt different, lighter. She scrolled through her phone, rewatching the footage one last time, not with anger, not with pain, but with a quiet, fierce satisfaction. She saved it to a private drive, her reminder that trusting the wrong people didn't make her weak. It made her wise. And some lessons, Ava decided, are worth keeping. Forever. Ava closed the app and set her phone aside. The lake house was silent, but not empty. It felt reclaimed. She poured herself a glass of wine and stepped out onto the deck, watching the sunset bleed across the water. The past 15 years have been built on lies, friendships, love, even loyalty twisted into something ugly behind her back. But none of that defined her now. Daniel and Harper had burned themselves down. Ava had simply handed them the match. She took a slow sip, feeling the sharp bite of the wine settle into something calm. For the first time in years, she wasn't anyone's wife, wasn't anyone's backup plan, wasn't anyone's fool. She was Ava Sinclair, and her story was just beginning.